Every day, more than 17 veterans take their own lives. By building a gaming community that offers peer-to-peer counseling, GameCore is aiming for zero. Research shows that playing video games together offers social connection, stress relief, cognitive enhancement, and community building. On our Discord server, veterans, active duty service members, and supporters chat and game together. Some casual gaming sessions might only involve 2 or 3 people, while other events might include larger groups and be streamed on the GameCore Twitch channel. Most of the time, there is a GameCore member available to lend an ear to anyone who needs it. Join the Discord server. It's free. We are an inclusive community and we don't require anything of our members. If you want to be more involved, there are always opportunities to volunteer.
All right, everyone, welcome to the IWM broadcast network of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We are at Darlington Speedway for the Goodyear 200. I'm Rick Souza here with my co-broadcaster, John DeRudris. And John, looks like it could be a very fun evening.
Oh, it's going to be a fun evening here for Throwback Week here in the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Excited to see what kind of throwback paint schemes we're going to see tonight. Also, we are making our way through the season here at the track Too Tough to Tame, the Lady in Black, in the daytime today. It's going to be a day race. Looks like the track is slick. Turn 1 and 2 is very different than turn 3 and 4, like always. And Rick, it's going to be a battle of attrition, I think, tonight here at Darlington. So Goodyear 200, excited to bring this one live and see what these Tech4Troops Cup Series drivers can do and who's going to come out on top.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. All right, so let's talk a little bit. There's been a lot going on here at the IWM broadcast and the Tech4Troops Cup Series. Let's cover first the fact that we have a bracket tonight, and we're down to the Elite 8.
All righty, yeah, we are looking at Aiden Lucas there. A 32 seed made it on Marcus Adams P8. You have Mr. Chuck Van Scoik there with Kyle Smalley, Troy Torgerson against
Mike Kelly. Mike Kelly is the his opponent, and William Corinne and Maxwell Caldwell in the other group. I think we may have lost John.
Excited.
Oh, John, you're back.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, it said packet loss. That's one that I have not seen in a while on my side. Technical jargon there. But yeah, our in-season tournament's down to the Elite 8. Very curious to see if Aiden Lucas can keep this trend up.
Absolutely. So we'll see how it goes. He certainly has made a a splash, running his way, being the 32 seed, and now he's already to the Elite Eight. A lot of other, great moves. You've seen Chuck Van Scoik kind of up from 28 up to the Elite Eight, and Troy Torgerson 31st up to the Elite Eight. So a lot of great success stories in the bracket, but we'll see how it goes, because the next time we are here, next week we'll be at Bristol, and we'll get it down to the Final Four. Oh
yeah, we may have a Cinderella story. I think we already have some Cinderella stories with Aiden Lucas, Troy Torgerson there, 31, 32 seeds. Very different than what we've seen in the actual NCAA tournament, with all number 1 seeds making the Final Four.
Yeah,
so,
mostly 1s and 2s. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's been wild. So looking on track, we have about 5 minutes left of practice. So let's go over some of the race statistics today here at Darlington Speedway in South Carolina. We have a 74-degree air temp, 27% humidity, clear day, 9 miles per hour winds, 150 laps, 40 spots available for tonight's race. Pit road speed 45 miles an hour, no quick repairs as usual. 4 sets of tires, 1 on the car, 3 in the pits. 75% fuel, and 3 green-white checker restarts with a track temp of 105 degrees. And right now, it looks like more than likely we are going to see anywhere between 50 to 52 laps on a tank of gas. You're going to have to pit multiple times here, at least twice. So curious to see how that strategy is going to play out, if we're going to have any cautions, how that plays into things, because really it's not about fuel here. It's about tires. This track is a cheese grater and just eats up those tires on this rough surface.
Yeah, it always has been. This surface is old, and it is absolutely just deadly on right fronts.
Oh, it is, absolutely deadly on right fronts, and it's I'm just excited to see who's going to be able to tame that tonight.
Speaking of that, let's cover a couple things. First of all, team championship standings. Currently, Balls Out Racing has continued to dominate.
They have opened up almost a 150-point gap, 149 to be exact, between them and Rock Motorsports, with Goat Diecast right there sitting comfy in third, with Factory Nexus in fourth, HUJD right there at 496, 1320 Enterprises there sitting in P6. Goat Customs 325, Unite Motorsports at 260, and Elite Motorsports at 54. So Balls Out Racing is doing the most here early on in the season, and they've been the most consistent. They've been able to win when it matters, and they're the class of the field right now, especially last week. They were all up there battling for the win. So excited to see if that's going to continue.
Absolutely. And then on from the team championship, well, really the standings. Of course, we're just in the beginning of the season here, but hey, after Chicago, new winner and new order. In fact, some newer names have popped up into the top 16.
Yeah, you have John Ledger squeaking in right there. You have Scott Smiley, Greg Stone, Andrew Pileshi, Justin Lewis, David Brown, with Wyatt Gray, Ty Bosick, Mike Kelly, and Walker Thomas going from 16th all the way up to 7th. So you have Maxwell Caldwell there with the win, with Johnston, Austin Call, Jordan Weaver, Kyle Smalley, but Marcus Adams still up there with multiple wins, 7 races in to this season. There's 19 races after this, so they're including this week. So there's so much time after, there's so many races that you can make up points. And even if you're, Luke Bullard and Alex Laney or William Curran, Chuck Van Scoik, no reason to hesitate or no reason to worry. You're right there. You're within 10 points of that 16th place spot, and 1 win, and you're in if we don't have 16 or more winners. So really early on in the season for all these guys. But this is a place where if you can control the car, control your throttle, and manage the tires, you can see yourself locking yourself into the playoffs.
Yeah, this is only race number 8. We've got to race all the way down to race 26 before we have that cutoff. So lots of opportunities. The other thing to consider here is that we've run 8 races. We've got 6 6 winners, and of that, you've got really just one repeat winner. It's been all basically new winners. So, can you even point in, or will it basically be you got to win to be in?
That's the big question. I think we may see a repeat tonight. This is when you're getting into the point of the season where you're going to look at, okay, who has won at Homestead? Who has won at Phoenix? Some of those more technical tracks where it's all about throttle control, all about making sure you keep control of the car a little bit more than just like a mile and a half would. So right now we're about 15 seconds away from qualifying, looking at a lovely blue number 23 Chuck Van Scoy car right there going into turn 3.
Yep, as that pretty much ends the session, it will be on to qualifying. All right, qualifying is about to get started here at Darlington. We certainly appreciate y'all have tuned in tonight as we get this one underway here at the Lady in Black. First
And what I'm
person
going to
up
notice
is Chuck.
Yeah, I stand corrected, but I think that is a tribute. It looks like a Dynaco paint scheme from the movie Cars, but there's also that orange in there, so I'm trying to figure out what throwback that potentially is. But right now, it's going to be about lap number 2. Lap number 1, your tires are going to be a little cold. You want to get them up to temperature. You don't want to overheat them. But I think lap 2 is going to be the moneymaker, as you see the 23 already up against the wall there in turn 1 and turn 2. Going to go all the way down the Boeing backstretch. Going to back it down now, going to high line. Might try to diamond it off the corner here. Going to go low. And he does. All right. Already see some guys hitting the wall. Walker Thomas just ran a lap up there with a 29.225 is the fastest time on the board right now as Chuck slides out of turn 2. And that's the tough part, is getting out of turn 2 without hitting that wall. It's dangerous. Oh, and he may be starting from the back, Rick. He tapped that wall in 3 and 4.
Oh, man.
He may not be able to put up a lap. Oh, no, he did. Lap 1, he got it. He ran a 29.34. But right now, it looks like Austin Call is at the top of the boards with a 29.146, followed by David Brown and Walker Thomas there. Austin Call at the top of those boards, going to practice some pit road entry right here. Well, he just nailed the cone and missed pit road. So, hey, might as well learn how to do it early on versus, making the mistake in the race. But looking at some other drivers that are potentially on track, we have Nathan Harper, Justin Lewis, Wyatt Gray, Jordan Weaver, who have not made laps yet. There is Troy Torgerson, currently sitting in P7.
Looking back, who's left? We just have about 2.5 minutes left. Lots of drivers still on track. Let's pick up Greg Stone. Oh, he's wrapping up his. Luke Bullard's finished. Sammy Harrell.
Sammy right there. That's a cool looking paint scheme. And it looks like the 17 is going to start from the end of the field. That was by request. That was not a penalty. So if you are a fan of the 17 machine,
it's Rodney Uberpacker.
Yeah, he'll be starting in the back. But we've got some pretty cool schemes tonight. I see some Davey Allison schemes. I saw some Days of Thunder there. Cole Trickle, speaking of, there it is.
Yep, yeah. That's
And
Jordan
one of
Weaver.
one of the things I've noticed as he tags the wall there in 3 and 4, just like the Cup Series, these guys are putting their own logos on these paint schemes, because that's a balls out racing scheme right there with the branding, but the car in and of itself is from Days of Thunder. So cool to see that. Saw a Steve Park throwback, a Michael Waltrip throwback. I believe we've seen a couple others. So one of my favorite weekends, just to see some of these schemes on track, and kind of takes you back a little bit.
I'm not sure if he tapped that wall and it's going to be the end of his... No, he did post a time. He wound up in 16th. Number of drivers have not qualified. David Watts, Sammy Harrell did not get a time posted. Luke Bullard, Wyatt Gray, also not a time posted. My guess is they wound up touching the wall, and unfortunately here on iRacing, when you do that, your time does not count.
It does not, and that's the tough part about, like you said, iRacing. If you make very slight contact, it'll automatically get you out. So,
all right, so qualifying has ended. As soon as we get these drivers in their car, we can kind of take a look at the grid. Oh, there we go. We're getting some drivers in. That means we can bring it up.
Alrighty, let's do it here. So our starting lineup for tonight's Goodyear 200 Tech4Troops Cup Series throwback race from Darlington is Austin Call on pole, with David Brown starting in second, Walker Thomas starting in third, with Maxwell Caldwell starting in P4. Starting in fifth is Andrew Pileshi, Aiden Lucas there in P6, Troy Torgerson in P7, Justin Lewis in P8, Scott Smiley starting in ninth, and Kyle Smalley starting in 10th position.
Marcus Adams, our repeat winner, has found himself for tonight's event in 11th, with Chuck Van Scoik to the outside. In 13th, Michael Anthony. 14th is Aaron Jackson. 15th is Garrett Johnston. 16th is Jordan Weaver. In 17th, it's William Caron. In 18th, Mike Kelly. In 19th, Ty Bostic. And 20th, John Ledger.
In 21st, you have Brad Peters. And 22nd, Gracie Powers. 23rd, Philip Vanderwick, with Alex Linney starting in P24. In the 25th position, we have Zachary Allen with Justin Horton to his outside in 26th. Jared Wishin there in P27, with Todd Merkel in 28th. Christoph Hall starting in 29th, and Greg Stone rounding out the top 30.
In 31st, Cody Sturgill. 32nd is going to be Marco Berube. And then without qualifying times that counted, Wyatt Gray, Sammy Harrell, Luke Bullard, Rodney Uberpacker, and David Watts.
Rick, we may not have the outside pole sitter.
What just happened?
He's got 7 seconds. He's got 7 seconds. 5, 3, 2,
there he is.
1. Oh,
that was close.
Barely made it. Barely made it.
Yeah, that's David Brown, who popped in at the last second there.
You know, this is the track where I don't want to start all the way in the back.
Speaking of that, do you want to cover your keys for tonight's event?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's cover my 3 keys for tonight's race. So number 1, saving tires. I've said it before, I've said it again. This track literally is a cheese grater. It will shred the right front and the left rear, which even makes taking 2 tires almost impossible. I mean, you could do it. If you're going to take the right side, because that right front's going to be just completely worn down. But you got to save tires, which also will help you with key number 2, which is long run speed. I think consistent long run speed is what's going to prevail tonight, specifically when this field gets spread out. And third, track position. Darlington is one of the hardest tracks to pass on. So starting up near the front, or at least making sure you can save tires so you have the long run speed so you can make up spots will be your saving grace. But those are my 3 keys for tonight: saving tires, long run speed, track position. And right now you have Austin Call, David Brown up there at the point. And looking at that 47 car, it's not really a throwback because he runs it every week, but that's a Carl Edwards scheme. It looks like we have the 1 there, the diecast fans machine of Walker Thomas. as well. But here we go. Green flag racing from Darlington. Throwback race is on as we dip down into turn 1. Oh boy, turn 1 at Darlington is tricky. You see the field start to separate just a little bit. Oh, the leader, David Brown, already in the wall there. Got tight out of turn 2.
He's not the only one. A number of drivers have tagged that wall.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is these tires are cold, so watch out. But we got a big pack all in the back as the 47 takes the lead. Will lead lap number 1. Looking on back there, I believe that is the 15 trying to get through as they go side by side now into turn 1. One of the most treacherous places to go side by side.
Field begins to spread out a bit here as Austin Call continues to lead. David Brown in second. Walker Thomas right behind, but the 83 goes high, tries to work his way around the high side here at Darlington.
It can work, but you're pushing the tires very, very early here. As Austin Call, that 47 machine, takes the lead. Looks like he's running a nice smooth line, able to dip it down as these cars start to make their way out of turn 2. And Rick, the whole field is essentially single file now. And now this is where we start to see who's pushing, who's not, who's saving their stuff, and who's going to make their way up to the front of this field. Right now, I know we're only a few laps in, but some of the biggest movers of the race, Jordan Weaver up 5. You have Cody Sturgill up 3. You have Mike Kelly up 4. Brad Peters up 3. Tracy Powers up 3. So multiple drivers up multiple positions as we see the 9 of Mike Kelly going to the inside of the 15, or excuse me, the 31 there of Marcus Adams. I believe Marcus Adams tapped the ball.
One of the biggest challenges these guys will have is saving their stuff. They've really got to find a way, especially if this winds up being a long green flag runs. It's super easy to just lean on that right front a little too much, and you'll find yourself skating all over this as you're waiting for a pit window.
And the thing is it's if you burn them up early, you can't go back. You cannot reverse the clock. That right front is just not going to turn. It doesn't matter if you try to let off. It's just not. It just doesn't work because of how much it burns. And so early on here, I'm paying attention to some of these lap times and seeing what some of these drivers are doing. Right now, looking at Maxwell Caldwell -2, Troy Torgerson -3, Marcus Adams -4. Seeing what those drivers are going to do late in the run. See if they're just saving their stuff. I mean, we're 6 laps in, now 7 laps into this 150-lap race. It's a long one, especially at Darlington, and it's not atypical to see it get strung out like this. When you start to see some of the action is when people start to pass, try to make those moves about 10, 15 laps in.
Already 7 laps in here at Darlington. Oh, car just ricocheted. That's super easy to do if you've tagged that wall like coming out of 2 and onto the backstretch. There's a little jog in the backstretch wall that makes it super easy to put what they've always referred to as that Darlington stripe on the right side of your car.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of these guys already have it. As we see some guys getting loose out of turn 2 right now. Let's see if we could ride on board with maybe the leader or Walker Thomas, David Brown, some of these guys up front, see what they're seeing early on here at Darlington. The speeds are still there, the tires are still underneath them. And there we go, 4th gear for the one of Walker Thomas. Gets back into the throttle here.
He's kind of feathering that throttle a bit as he comes out.
Yeah, got loose right there, and that's what happens. And goes into turn 3, downshifts in the 4th, lets the car slide up a little bit. And back into the throttle here. Nice smooth line. And let's see what he's going to do. I want to see if he can smooth up turn 1 and 2. He went a little bit lower this time.
Leader tapped the wall.
Yeah. Let's see. Yep, better exit off. Yeah, much better exit off this time.
Absolutely. That gave him a great run out the back, down the backstretch, and closing that gap between himself and Austin Call.
and you cannot rest. Besides the straightaways here, you cannot rest because this turn one right here, as the run goes on, your car, as you dip it down and essentially diamond the corner, you are going to have to pay attention to where your car is moving, how far it's sliding up the track in turn 1 and 2. Because, we got contact between the 39 and the 11. You have contact side-by-side racing now between Troy Torgerson and the 11 machine.
With Jordan Weaver right there as well.
Yeah, they doored each other right there, so we'll see what this looks like. Everybody kind of finding their P's and Q's now.
Maybe
Right about now is
I think I can get a replay right there.
oh yeah, almost looked like a side draft gone wrong.
I think there's more to it, but we'll just let it play out here.
Let's see. So yeah, 39 got loose out of 1 and 2. Here comes the 11. Some contact. Now they're side by side out of turn 3 and 4, and that, I think the 39 got loose again, which allowed the 11 to get right back in front.
Yep.
So.
All right, back to live action.
Yep. 15 laps in, 10% of the way. Let's see if we could show off some of these paint schemes tonight. See who's running maybe some throwback schemes, starting with our leader, Austin Call. Number 47. It's not a throwback per se because he runs it
Trying to find a better
every single week. Every single week, but that's a lovely Aflac scheme right there. We're all accustomed to seeing and knowing. And right behind him is the one of Walker Thomas in what is a Steve Park throwback.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The number one diecast fans car. A little play on that one. Standard scheme for the 83 of David Brown, now sitting in P3. With the 34 of Aiden Lucas, can't really tell what that is. Rick,
just like
any
a goat,
thoughts?
I think it's just like a goat racing paint scheme. I don't think he's got a throwback scheme there. Just likes going with what he's got.
Yep, absolutely. Looking on back at 5, that is 91 of Andrew Pileshi. Typical scheme for the 91 right there. And same with the number 7 who just tagged the wall, Justin Lewis. Oh, he's really high in turn 1 and 2, but there we go. There's one that everybody's going to know. That is a day. That's not a Days of Thunder. That is is that a Days of Thunder or is that Mellow Yellow?
Well,
that's a Mellow Yellow throwback.
It is, but they've just turned it into Ball's Ginger Ale versus.
There it is. Yeah, I was about to say that doesn't look like Mellow Yellow. I can't really see it very well.
It's a hybrid scheme, yeah.
It is, and that's what we've seen. We saw that with the one car of Walker Thomas as well. Very iconic, very recognizable scheme there. There's Todd Merkel, Maxwell Caldwell with the Merkel paint scheme with the 94. Typical scheme for Mad Max. And the 11 Mobile 1 scheme. Nope, car saw some smoke. Didn't know if that was going to be a wreck. Typical scheme there for Scott Smiley. Troy Torgerson running his iconic Navy scheme. And right there is Mike Kelly running the Exalta current, technically William Byron scheme. So sitting there right there. And here's one. A Motorcraft number 15 from Garrett Johnston. What a scheme that is. That's a cool looking car with the Motorcraft branding on it with the old number. Looks phenomenal. And then to accompany the one car, that is Marcus Adams there. I believe that is another diecast fan scheme. That's throwing it back to Michael Waltrip. Looks really good with the 31 on the side.
Yeah,
definitely could pass for a
it's almost a Napa, but not quite.
Exactly. And then there's a 14 car. Is that a throwback? I can't remember.
I wonder if NWO ever sponsored a race car.
I'm not sure. I want to say yes, but we'll see. I'm not too sure. Now, looking at the 22 right there, that is a scheme that I've seen in the chat. I believe that is a Batman Mark Martin throwback from Ty Bostic.
Wow.
Really cool scheme, and he showed that, I think, in one of our chats. So really cool to see that car out there as well. Ty Bostic currently sitting there in 15th.
So there is a bit of information that NWO was a sponsor at one point, and actually sponsored a Kyle Petty. I don't know exactly what year that was, but he didn't actually race at any time with the paint scheme. That may have been a marketing car, but there was an NWO sponsorship on the Petty machine.
Interesting. I thought it looked somewhat familiar, so cool to see that out there for sure. Now looking a little bit on back, that is the 05 Brad Peters. That looks like a typical die-cast fan schemes right there, nothing throwback. And then you have an Air Force car right there. I want to say we've seen that before in the Cup Series with either Bubba Wallace or Eric Jones. It looks familiar to me. I can't pinpoint. And also, we're going completely off of memory right now, right there with Chase Tracy Powers' scheme. I can't recall. Rick, do you have any inclination on what that could be?
With Tracy Powers, the 13?
Yeah.
There was definitely in 24 last season, there was a sponsorship with Bubba Wallace. You are absolutely correct.
Yep, I was thinking that was what that was. Now looking at the 81 of William Curran there, I think that is a slight nod. Oh, we got some racing right there.
Yeah, we do.
I want to say that's a slight nod to Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s silver and black scheme. And then you have the 60 right there, another die-cast fan car with the chrome number 060 up on the wall. And then everybody knows this car. I mean, if you're a racing, if you're an NASCAR fan, you know this car from Days of Thunder with the balls out branding, City Chevrolet scheme, obviously iconic there. Aaron Jackson, typical goat green and blue. You got Philip Vanderwick there with, I think, a typical scheme for him that doesn't look like any 24 scheme I've ever seen.
Alex Linney with his typical.
Yep. Justin Horton looks like a typical FanDuel scheme. Really good looking car. Now this one, another Jeff Gordon scheme. Technically the banned car, so John, you're technically not allowed to race this. But this is the Jurassic Park Jeff Gordon throwback that was banned after one race. So John Ledger paying homage to Jeff Gordon right there. Right behind him is the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik, sitting there in 26th. I want to say there's a scheme there. Not sure. Typical scheme for Wyatt Gray, sitting in 27th. Todd Merkel, typical scheme, sitting in 28th. Luke Bullard, normal scheme there. And then I believe this is the Davey Allison throwback with the number and the colors.
Oh, yeah.
The lettering.
It's almost a Texaco type logo on the hood.
Yeah, for sure. So cool to see that there. I cannot tell what this one is from Rodney Uberpacker.
Cheetah's Pizza and a Silverton logo. Nope, nothing new, but this almost looks like a pretty close to a Petty paint scheme.
Sure, got the blue and got the red. Looks like a typical scheme for the 64 of Cody Sturgill. Typical scheme, Tech4Troops branded car from Marco Berube.
He always does a great job with those metallic finishes.
Oh, they look phenomenal. I love the metallic cars. Absolutely phenomenal. And there's Nathan Harper in a typical 4. He is the last car on the lead lap currently at the moment. There's 5.
Speaking of a throwback paint scheme.
There it is. That is a silver Kellogg's Cornflakes car. Really cool looking scheme. I love that one. Really excited to see
Terry
Tony the
Labonte.
Tiger back on track. Yeah, excited to see that car tonight. So, all right, 31 laps complete. And Austin Call has made a gap of over 3 seconds on David Brown in second. It looks like, is it David Brown in second or Aiden Lucas in second? Excuse me. Yeah, they may have just passed each other there. But big gap for the Austin Call machine. Oh, we just tagged the wall.
Well, 31 laps complete, 32 in a second. We have seen only a handful of drivers make their way into pits. Walker Thomas is currently on pit road right now. But that's really it. My guess is that we will begin to see drivers make their way down sooner. I think the tire wear is getting to him.
Yeah, I mean, the last lap for the leader was 1.5 seconds off his fastest lap. I mean, guys are just burning through the tires now. And this is where I start to see, okay, who has saved, who's able to make their way up through the field. And here's a couple names I want us to pay attention to. Mike Kelly, currently one of the fastest cars on the track, up 9 positions in 9th. Jared Wishin, up now 13 positions. He's one of the fastest cars on the track in 14th spot. Looking at a couple drivers on back, Wyatt Gray up 8, Luke Bullard up 9. So, again, this is a race where it could get strung out very easily. But Mike Kelly's 7 seconds off the lead. So I'm very curious to see how this race is going to play out now that these cars are so far off pace. But it's typical here. Currently looking at some times, Andrew Pileshi was the fastest car that time by, and then Marcus Adams those are the only 2 cars that are in the 30s, high 30s besides our leader Austin Call. So this gives us a good indication about who's been able to save their car, save their tires, and make it on this long run and, easily pass drivers. Last time by, Austin Call ran a 30.9. I'm curious to see what Andrew Pileshi, a 30.9 matched the leader. Can Marcus Adams follow that? No, he ran a 31.1. So you can tell based off the lap times, Rick, who's saved and who hasn't.
Absolutely, that's true. Because now we're seeing those drivers work their way up through the field.
And Mike Kelly now currently up 10 spots as well. Jared Wishin up 13. And we always have to highlight the drivers who are moving forward, but sometimes you got to wonder what are the drivers that are moving backwards, what's happened. So you have Troy Torgerson minus 8 spots currently, and then you also have Chuck Van Scoyk minus 10, John Ledger minus 7, and Walker Thomas minus 31. But I believe he came down pit road on lap 30.
He did, yeah, absolutely.
So interesting strategy there. I know what he's doing. Actually, no, I take that back. I don't know. Because if you pit on lap 30 and you have about 51 laps, tank, that'll pit on lap 81. And then another 50, you have to pit on lap, I guess that would be 131, 132. So unless he thinks that he can make up more time on the track and there's a better delta there versus pitting fewer times, that's my only thought. But making up one spot on track is a lot, Rick.
Yeah, I don't think you can stretch this with it being 150 laps and it being 50 laps per tank. You don't really have many options unless caution comes out.
Exactly. And so I understand, because, I mean, the math does make sense. But looking at some of the lap times, I mean, we've been hovering around the 31.1s to 31.2s. So I don't see lap times falling off much more between, now and the end of this fuel run. So in the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. I mean, I guess going against strategy, but we'll see. I mean, if you have them, burn them, I guess at this point at this track, because these tires are falling off. But I'll be curious to see what happens. But Rick, we're almost a quarter or a third of the way through this race, and Austin Call's leading the way from pole position. Hayden
right
Lucas
there,
second and Pilecki in third.
Graphics do indicate what the last time by was for these drivers. You can see it's fairly significant, but if we go back, let's take a look quickly at Walker Thomas. Let's put him in that group. Walker Thomas, his last time was a 30.2, not much off the leader's time.
Yeah, and so I wonder if something happened with the one, because he hit 20 laps earlier than I would expect. So unless he thinks that a caution's going to come out, but Rick, we are single file. I mean, this is Darlington at its finest right now. Everybody's strung out. You can see the map on the top right-hand corner if you want to get a reference about where everybody is on the track. And it's looked like Little Ants just working their way through. Not many big packs.
Kind of looking back to see where there's some action on the track. You can see right there the 11 of Scott Simley is trying to run down the 51 of Kyle Smalley, who's right in front. He's got Ty Bostic right on his tail.
For sure.
But just kind of looking back through the field, Troy Torgerson's in a bit of a group here with the NWA car, the 14 of Michael Anthony behind him. Going back to Justin Horton. He's got the 23 of Chuck Van Scoik.
Yeah, he just tagged the wall. We got a battle forming. I think that's Tracy Powers right behind those drivers. Oh, there's a pass with Chuck right there. And there he goes. 18 lets the 23 on by. There's a 13. There's the 42. You saw the 42 get that run. 42 is now going to look to the inside of Tracy Powers.
Jumping back, Alex Linney was super loose, trying to get up under the 13 of Tracy Powers.
Yeah, now they're all on the wall. That's what happens. That's very, very common here. If you're paying attention to the car in front of you, and more times than not, there will be drivers that follow the driver in front of them right into the wall, or
you saw
at the same line.
The 71 of Wyatt Gray have to get up and around. I think the 13 of Tracy Powers is really loose. You can see a little bit of right front nose damage.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like he's pushing very hard. Looks like John Ledger came down pit road that last time. And that's the tough part here, is when you start to burn off that right front, and you almost have, looks like the 3, I think he was going down pit road. He made a very fast. We're wrecking in turn 3 and 4. No caution yet. No caution. Car around. I think that's Luke Bullard. No caution. Is he stuck? Got a car facing the wrong way.
No,
he's now
he
retired.
actually he's jumped to the pit, so no caution came out.
Wow, I am shocked. My car was backwards on the track, and iRacing did not throw a caution. Rick, let's see if we can go back and take a look and see what happened there with the 3. It looked like he was trying to make it on the pit road, and just got loose. Oh, he came back up.
Oh, damn.
Oh, it got the 2.
And the 17 involved.
Oh, man. I feel terrible if I was the 3, and I'm not going to lie, I'd be pretty hot if I was those 2 cars right now. Yep. Obviously, Luke couldn't do anything about that.
Nope, mistakes were made.
No, it happens. And when you're on the apron on 47-lap-old tires, Rick, your car will not stick. As you see the leader tag the wall right there.
He is like he's on ice. Let's jump inside with the leader, Austin Call here.
But Rick, I'm looking at the lap times. He's one of the only drivers that's been able to keep it within the 31s, 31-1s, 31-2s.
Yeah, but it's just from that car. He is super babying it coming out of 2. In fact, he was way off speed, but he's got the cushion to be able to do that.
He does. I mean, he has a 3-second gap, 3.5-second gap right now. So
yeah, he is not hard on the throttle. Watch it coming out of 2.
There he goes. He's out of the gas. So he pushed really hard right there. He had to turn more than he wanted to. Gonna flip the apron. Yeah. I mean, that's probably textbook with these conditions. But he's, Rick, the only one of the drivers that's been able to stay within those low 31s. I mean, the other driver been able to do that. Mike Kelly, Scott Simile there.
Yeah, there's the last time by. See Marcus Adams,
running.
yeah.
Wow. Now that's impressive. If you're able to stay within the 30s on 50-lap-old tires, statistically, the numbers add up. I mean, you will get to the front. Currently, he is now 9.67 seconds behind the leader.
1.31. Just double check some math here real quick.
Yeah, it might be closer to 52 or 53 if my math is serving me correctly. Yeah, Mike Kelly's on, Jared Wishen's on. Troy Torgerson.
I think 55 is the.
55? Okay.
Yeah, assuming they can with the downshifting. I'm assuming, with that will affect their mileage, but it should be somewhere about I think 55 laps per tank. So.
Got it. So let's say if it is 55 laps and you're looking at the one car. Oh, 47. Hard right-hand or right-hander basically into the turn 2 wall.
Yep, and he's on pit road.
Oh, he's got to slow it down a little bit. There he goes. It's so easy to do here. But with 55 laps, going back to the one strategy, Walker Thomas, he pit on lap 30. Let's say you can go 55. That's lap 85. Let's say you can go another 55. That's lap 140. The math just still doesn't math right there for that car. I wonder if he had an issue or he may be trying a 3-stop, which, if that works, that's an amazing call there. So we'll see. 47, 100% going to get 4 tires full of fuel right here. As Aiden Lucas is on, Andrew Pileshi, David Brown, Austin Call. There's obviously Eric Jackson as Maxwell Caldwell assumes the lead.
And he's off. Number of drivers on pit road: Aiden Lucas, Andrew Pileshi, David Brown, Michael Anthony. Just saw Aaron Jackson, Jordan Weaver out as well, Marco Berube. But these drivers are continuing to stretch that tank out. So this is Maxwell Caldwell now turning, 55 laps here.
I mean, he's playing the long game, and looking at his lap times, I don't think he's running too slow, but he's not running fast enough comparatively to Austin Call at the end of that run. So I don't think a couple laps will really make that much of a difference, but he's holding up the 42 right now. That 42 cannot get around him. I believe that 42 does have fresher tires as Marcus Adams makes his way down pit road from second place.
Yep, Ty Bostic as well. Scott Simley, Kyle Smalley, Justin Horton also on pit road. Christoph Hall on pit road.
Just a little over a third of the way through this race, and Maxwell Caldwell, he's pushing as long as he can. Now he comes down pit road. Here comes the 94.
57 laps though. 56 laps.
57. Yeah, his last lap was a 31.5. The reason why I'm hesitant with that is because he was running still 3/4 tenths off the leader, Austin Call, for about 4 or 5 laps. So, if you do the math there, you're looking at 2.5 seconds. So, kind of worried about what that car's going to look like.
So the only other driver who has not come in to pit yet is Wyatt Gray.
Yeah, I mean, he's running, 31.8. So way off pace of the leaders. Taking the long run here, I guess. We'll see how it plays out for the 71.
I mean, there's wall contact there. He's got there's no stick on those tires.
I mean, at this point, I'd be worried about blowing a right front tire. I mean, I ran 30 laps and had a decent chunk torn off the right front. So, is he out of fuel? Uh-oh. That 71 is slowing. Is that 71 out of fuel, Rick?
We're in his cockpit now. I think he's just letting off. He's just pushing so bad. You know, look at his RPMs are in the 6,000s.
Yeah, he's riding around in fourth gear.
But he is still continuing to stay out there. And he's clutching it.
Leaders.
He's playing some magical game here, dude.
The only thing I can think of, Rick, which this would be absolutely wild, if he tries to make it to 75. There's no way.
No. I think he's on the gas.
Oh, he's not going to make the pit. He's not going to make the pit. Oh, barely. Oh. I mean, he's up 30 spots, technically. He started all the way back at 33rd. Now he's getting passed from everybody who came down pit road. Blew through his pit stall right there. I don't understand it. I guess it could be trying to play it as long as he can. I guess. I'm just curious. Oh, hold on to her.
Yeah, the one of
zero.
That was a zero. Sorry, of Jordan Weaver, who is a little sideways there. So now with this first round of pit stops here under green flag conditions, you've got only 16 cars still on the lead lap. There's been a lot of jumbling around here. For
sure. And one thing that I'm noticing, we talked about Walker Thomas. I expected him to assume the lead and take that over. He is now 5 seconds ahead of Austin Call, but there's a 22-lap tire difference. And he's not going to be able, well, let me take that back. We just saw Wyatt Gray make 60 laps, Rick, on a tank of gas.
59, laps, yeah.
So let's just say 60. He may try to get this to lap 90 and pit on lap 90 and make this a 2-stop strategy where on the back end of the stint, he will be in front of the leaders that come down pit road on lap, technically, would that be 100? Yes, it would be, or 110. So it's a bold move. But he is losing time like no other. He is now running a full second and a half off Andrew Pileshi in third and David Brown in fourth.
Is he trying to save fuel, you think? Let's go on board.
Yeah, let's go in car, see what the one's trying to do. I see the 17 right there. So he didn't shift up to fifth. Staying in fourth gear. I wonder if he'll stay in fourth going into the turn. I mean, he's going to redline it going into turn 1.
He did upshift there, but quickly right back down.
Yeah, but look who's right behind him, though. Come contact, maybe? Is that Austin Call?
That's Austin Call.
No, it's not. That's it looks like it, but it's not.
Oh, see, 81. 81 of William Caron. He is the first car a lap down. So he's trying to unlap himself.
Yeah, so I'm going to be curious if Walker can do this. I mean, it's a bold strategy. It makes sense.
So pit at 30, try to make it to lap 90.
And then basically run out at the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's another 60 laps.
We'll see. Stay tuned. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
Are you looking to add to your diecast collection? Well, visit GoRacingDiecast.com. Explore one of the largest collections available with the options for pre-orders, new inventory, and the GOAT's personal collection for over 25 years. There's an option for every level of hobbyist. Ship direct. Personal custom diecasts are available. Shop the GOAT Racing merch store. And if you're a driver, apply for a sponsorship today. Turn your hobby into a passion and head on over and shop GoatRacingDiecast.com.
All right, welcome back to the IWM Broadcast Network of the Tech4Troops Cup Series. We thank you for tuning in. And you just saw that subscribe button if you could. If you're not, please click that subscribe button and stay up to date on what happens. You'll get notified of our Wednesday night and our Thursday night event, which is also going to be at Darlington tomorrow night with the INRS Racing Series. Also, a throwback scheme. You'll probably see more paints. That league really takes pride in its themed events, and we expect to see lots of throwback paint schemes tomorrow night.
It should be a good one. I'm not going to say what my throwback scheme is, but Rick, you know who my favorite driver is.
I do.
So you can pick from a wide variety
You
of
can.
different schemes.
You could go way back to his Grand National. Was it Grand National back then? The Outback Steakhouse?
That's a good idea. I haven't thought. May have to change it up. May have to go from one of his later rides to maybe one of his first. That or the Baby Ruth car.
Yeah.
One of those two. Yeah. Well, you won't miss it. Let me tell you, it's all white, so you will not miss that out on track.
Yep. That's
tomorrow.
the Outback theme. Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. It's definitely a good one. Definitely a good one.
I think he was 67 back in the day when that was his paint scheme.
Yeah, he was, and then he went to the one. Was it the one? I believe I'm trying to flip behind me. I can't tell. With the Baby Ruth car, I want to say it was number 1. But either way, who's number 1 right now? Walker Thomas. He passed. Austin Call is number 1. He passed the one of Walker Thomas.
He did.
Who is on that alternate strategy, which I'm still, in a good way scratching my head because I would not think to do that, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work. So if it gets him the win, it gets him the win here tonight at Darlington. But Walker Thomas now 3.2 seconds back of the leader, Austin Call, on 22 lap older tires. Currently, he's on lap 42 of this current stint. So those tires are going to be screaming at him just now. He ran a 21.2. The leader ran a 31.2. The leader ran a 30.4, so almost 0.8 behind the leader's times.
So great race here at Darlington. There's a lot of action a little bit farther back in these packs as these drivers are working their way out. Lots of passing there. Trying to get around the 17 of Rodney Overpacker, who contacts the wall. Aiden Lucas works his way around. Number of drivers, just trying to see who's there. I think Christoph Hall, I believe, is the first car. Well, we take that back. Because of that last pit stop, let's try to bring up that map. You see the field is spread out all over the track. 18 cars on the lead lap. The last car is the 0 of Jordan Weaver. William Caron is the currently the in the lucky dog position if the caution does come out. As we just crossed the halfway point already here at Darlington.
Yep, just past halfway. And Austin Call is leading the way, building a 6-second gap over Walker Thomas and David Brown. And my fear.
Go ahead.
I was going to say my key of track position has been basically the name of the game, as well as saving tires. Your top 3 have not changed positions the entire race. Andrew Palesci up 1, who's sitting in 4. So your top 4, a net gain position of 1. So definitely track position is important here, especially qualifying in the top 4, 5, 6 drivers.
Really, we have 1, 2, 3 who qualified, or 1, 2, 3 right now.
And looking on back, some of the drivers that I mentioned earlier, some of the bigger movers, is the number 60 of Jarrett Wishin, up 18 spots. Now sitting in 9th, currently battling there. I think that's the battle for him between him and Scott Simley. And then the driver you're looking at right now, Mike Kelly, currently up 13 spots, all the way up to P5, one of the fastest cars on the track. So see what that flame machine has in store. Trying to get around some of this lap traffic. He's trying to go to the inside here. Oh, in turn 1 and 2. This is a bold move. That one's going to get tied off the corner. Contact, I think, between Justin Lewis and the 42.
But
Justin Lewis has now entered the battle.
Yeah, he basically was able to slip around, but of course he's got the 9 of Mike Kelly in front of him. Both of these guys pitted around lap 50, 51, so they're on the same tire strategy. Of course, you've got all that happening in front of the 39 of Torgerson right there, who is pretty much the last car on the lead lap. Oh, contact with the wall. I think that's John Ledger.
Yeah, I think that is John Ledger. Oh, whoa. He disappeared, but he made contact with somebody. He's gone. Oh, boy.
He disappeared. He must have disconnected. Must have been.
It looks like he was removed from the server. As the car stopped on the bottom.
Vanderwick. He jumped to the pits. I don't know
what happened to Ledger.
Don't know. Now,
I don't know what's going on.
John's. So what? The other factor here, as we talked about this many times before, is this is a simulation, and all these drivers across the country and internationally are connected via the internet. And well, when rainstorm comes through, storms come through, unfortunately, you may lose your internet connection. Doesn't seem like much when you're just kind of surfing the web, but playing an online game just like this, well, that can really mess up your day.
It absolutely can.
I'm just checking. We know that there was a big stream of thunderstorms that are making their way across the central U.S. A lot of these drivers could be affected at some point.
Yeah, might have been. We do have in the majority of leagues on iRacing do this. If you blink too much, then the admin will remove you. I wonder if that's what happened with John. I would hate that for him. It looks like Philip Vanderwick has manually disconnected, so he has left the racing session. Not too sure what happened with the 19, though, Rick. Unfortunate there for that car.
Yep. So again, as you mentioned, those two drivers, as well as you lost Cody Sturgill, Todd Merkel, Luke Bullard, David Watson, Zach Allen have all retired from tonight's event. Well, Austin Call continues to put on a pretty good clinic here. A couple of notables to watch, though. Andrew Paleschi has picked up a spot. He's now moved himself, actually 2 spots from where he qualified. He's now up to 3rd. And right behind him, you've got Mike Kelly, who is now picked up. He's up 14 positions. So a number of drivers
Rick,
making some advance.
I just looked back at the replay of the 19. May have had a technical issue. He went into turn 1. Almost looks like his wheel disconnected with as fast as it just shot forward. Wheel disconnected, and then it looks like the throttle's stuck, which is why he came back up the track, which would explain why he probably couldn't reset. Because the only way to reset outside of clicking off of iRacing, if you have it open in a browser or in a tab on your computer, is to either press the power button or press the button. We got wrecking in the back.
That's Alex Linney back there. They kept it going forward, no caution, but definitely some contact there with Alex Linney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I think it was a technical issue for the 19 machine. Oh, wow.
14? 94. Let's just back it up just a little bit. So that's the 94 of Caldwell down just under the left rear of the 42, and he drifts up,
Yep.
unfortunately, making some contact with the 42. 94 keeps it straight, and actually that bit of contact there saved both of them.
It really did. Well, hey, not all contact is bad contact.
Well, that was definitely needed. Interesting, we're now at lap 88. Guess who is on pit road?
He's doing it. He has to be doing what we think he's doing, which is going to try to make this last stint from here, which he will assume the lead for a short period of time. But Rick, we saw what happened on the back end of the stint.
Yeah, he faded back.
And that's nothing other than just the tires going away. So
he's got two challenges going forward at this point. He's got to save tires and save fuel.
Yep.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that story. We're going to take this opportunity for another commercial break here at lap 89. We'll be going side by side. We'll be right back, and thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
Hello, my name is Jack Raymondson. I manage business development here at Tech4Troops, and I'm my second year with this amazing veteran nonprofit owned and operated by veterans for veterans. I served in the U.S. Marine Corps as an amphibious assault crewman from 1992 to 1996. I also served in the U.S. Coast Guard from 2002 to 2007, joining after 9/11 as an operations specialist, then serving as an instructor at Coast Guard Training Center, Yorktown. I also spent many years as a first responder volunteering as an EMT and fireman. I'm here at Tech4Troops because I believe in our mission to empower veterans and their families with the gift of computers and technology training, as well as our outreach to help curb veteran suicide while providing a safe and meaningful community where veterans are treated with respect and dignity. We are aiming for zero veteran suicide through gaming and other program opportunities. We help veterans regain a new sense of purpose and help them see they have a brighter future ahead of them. It truly is an honor and my pleasure to serve my fellow veterans and help give them a leg up. 2024 is Tech4Troops' 10th anniversary year, and I ask that you help us support our veterans and their families with a computer donation and or greatly needed financial contribution so we can help every last veteran in need. Together, you and Tech4Troops can be change makers. Thank you.
All right, 92 laps in the books. Welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series event here in the Goodyear 200 at Darlington. Right now, Austin Call from the pole and David Brown, who came in, who started in second, have been pretty much putting on a clinic here at Darlington. Not to say there haven't been a few chills and spills as these guys have made their way around this track. You can see that, I think that's Christoph Hall there, that's beaten against the wall there.
Yeah, you can't do that too many times, Rick, because your car will not like it.
Well, Austin Call continues to lead. He's got, let's see if we bring up that gap information. He's got 4 seconds over David Brown, who's currently back in second, who just got super loose coming out of 2 there.
Oh, boy.
Now, again, all these drivers, for the most of them, have pitted here around between lap 52 and 55.
Right.
Now, that's with the exception of a number of drivers, and notably, we're following the story of Walker Thomas, who pitted on lap 86, and also, don't forget, Sammy Harrell also pitted on lap 84. These drivers may try to pull something off. We'll have to see how it goes.
It's a bold move, but I think it could actually work. It's something that I don't think I would personally try, but hey, if there's an opportunistic caution, might as well give it a shot. Why not?
So Andrew Flesch is trying to work his way around a couple cars. The 81, who is currently, I believe he is the last car on the lead lap. And you've got the 4, right behind him. That 4 belongs to Nathan Harper, I believe.
Yep.
Nathan is currently in the 26th position, also a lap or so down. But that's what we're seeing, around this track. You've got, as you can see from the track map, this whole field of currently running is 31 cars still active and on track, scattered throughout the entire field after that green flag pit stop.
Which is great to see, because Darlington, it's not for the faint of heart. It's one of the tougher tracks, I think, on iRacing to say, and it's a testament to the league. And I'm not going to say the word, but the fact that we haven't had any of them just shows you that these guys practice for this race for sure.
So we're coming up that magical time. There's just one lap before we get to 100 laps. Oh, they see the 7 of Lewis in for his pit. You saw Austin Call take his pit stop at lap 52. I expect that we'll see him anytime in the next couple of times. Here we go. He'll be right down now.
There it is. Yep, there it is. So this is the last stop of the race for all these drivers. So we'll see how it plays out.
Now, each of these guys should have one extra set of sticker tires still in the pits if they need to come back down at some point in the latter third of this race.
That would be correct. Yeah, they should have one left, which will save, a lot of these drivers, it's going to save them for sure. So very curious to see how that's going to shape out. As we see Austin Call right side, now the left side's going on.
Scott Simley has taken over the lead. Dave Brown and Mike Kelly both on pit road. So Scott Simley in that 11 paint scheme takes over the lead here at lap 101. As this field jumbles up again.
Yep, it does. Rick, I'm curious to see how these tires are going to fare out for some of these drivers, especially on this last stint, knowing that they need to make up positions, they need to make as much time as they can. Who's going to push too hard? Who's going to push not hard enough? As we see the 47 go by the 11 right there.
Well, we definitely already saw those drivers that were running in second and third. They've made their stop. Now we're just waiting for the rest of the field to cycle through for what you see on that timing tower to kind of shake its way back out.
Yep.
But Scott Simley continues to hold the lead. You got the 31 of Marcus Adams, who's currently in second. Maxwell Caldwell is currently showing in third. Jarrett Wishin pretty farther back, but he is currently targeted as fourth. Aiden Lucas and Ty Bostic now on pit road. And with that, Austin Call has made his way back up to ninth.
Yeah, he's going to be the one to beat, Rick.
Yep. David Brown not far behind. Andrew Pileshi has made his stop as well. So he's there in 11th. And we're also watching Mike Kelly, who pitted. So those are the 3 or 4 names that I think will be in contention at the end.
Absolutely. It's some of the names that we talked about before. So very curious to see how that's going to go. Because we start to see the battle forming, it's going to be between those for sure. I'm excited for it. I'm here for it. Who's going to be able to have what it takes to beat Austin Call? That's the question.
All right, we're still trying to get some information to see just what happened to John Ledger that caused him to disconnect. But our guess is that there was some kind of equipment failure that caused his vehicle to disconnect and unfortunately take out the 24 as well.
Yep.
All right, Marcus Allen still has not gone into the pits yet. We're in that lap 108. He continues to try. His last lap was a 31:27. Not terrible.
Still pretty good. No, pretty good.
But he has got Austin Call, who is currently not too far behind, who just turned a 29:84.
Wow.
And don't look too far back, David Brown did a 29:89.
Yeah, they're picking up the pace for sure. It's that time of the race.
Yep, and of course this is the biggest challenge I think these guys face. They're working with the drivers, some who have gone in and pitted around lap 99, 100, but others, they haven't pitted yet. So
Exactly.
always a bit of a challenge in getting around. Maxwell Caldwell on pit road. Both Tracy Powers and Michael Anthony made their stop, so they're done for their stop. The last driver who has not pitted, we have two: Marcus Adams, Chuck Van Scoik, that are currently on the lead lap.
It's a bold move. It's a bold move. I know what they're trying to do. Is it going to work, though? That's the question,
Here comes the 31 onto pit road for his stop.
Yep. Got to make it clean, fast as possible.
See Nathan Harper go by. He completed his stop. That was pretty good. That was a 14.67 on the jack.
Yep, pretty good. Not too shabby.
But with that, that returns the 47 to the lead with David Brown in second and Andrew Pileshi in third. Walker Thomas is now scored as fourth.
Interesting. Yeah, we thought that strategy was going to be tough to handle, but kudos to Walker Thomas for giving it a shot. I mean, oh my gosh.
That's right. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be back in a minute or so. Thanks for tuning in to the IWM Broadcast Network.
Are you looking for a way to safely and securely dispose of your old electronic devices? Why not donate them to Tech4Troops? Tech4Troops is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to bridging the technology gap for in-need veterans and their families. The donation process is quick and easy. Simply go to tech4troops.org and click on the donate link at the top right-hand side of the page. Scroll down to access the Give Back Box link. To create your shipping label, click Add to Cart and complete the checkout process. The shipping label is good for up to 50 pounds. You can recycle most standard shipping boxes to send in your devices. Oh, don't forget the power cords. Give new life to your old technology by responsibly recycling with Tech4Troops. Help save the environment and support a veteran.
Okay, welcome back to the Tech4Troops Cup Series here on Wednesday nights. Thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate you, especially those who have tuned in repeatedly and stay with us. You're certainly appreciated. We are honored to have you as part of our regular followers. So here we have Austin Call out in front, put himself on the pole, stayed there, and he continues to lead here after well over 116, almost 117 laps. David Brown, qualified just to his outside, is sitting in second. Andrew Palesci is in third. Walker Thomas in fourth. Mike Kelly in fifth.
Wow. Yeah, Mike Kelly's been the one that's been able to move through the field, and so very, very promising run for that car and that team. Excited to see.
That's a battle for position, John. That's Walker Thomas in the one.
Yeah, absolutely. Can he?
You let him go. Mike Kelly takes over fourth.
Yep. Driver we talked about before, now at 14 spots. And Jared Wishing up 17th, up to 10th.
Now he's got about a second and a half between himself and Andrew Palesci. Who actually he can see.
Mike Kelly and Andrew.
There.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Kelly and Andrew Palesci running similar lap times. Lap time was 30.6 by Andrew Palesci and a 30.2 by Mike Kelly. So he's still reeling them in. I gotta say, impressive run by the 9 of Mike Kelly.
Being just ahead, the 91 of Andrew Palesci is trying to track down David Brown. He's got just about a second and 2/10 between himself and second place, trying to chase down David Brown. I'm sorry, let me take that back. 8 seconds between himself and David Brown. That's going to take some work with just 30 laps to go.
Just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit of work for sure.
I thought I saw a car stopped on the track there. Maybe I was mistaken.
No, I thought I saw it too. I don't know where it went though. It's phantom cars.
71 of Wyatt Gray is in the pits and now making his way out. 5 of Greg Stone is on his way out of the pits, as is the 43 of Sammy Harrell. Just trying to look around, see who has not pitted. Is there anyone who has not pitted? The answer would be no. Everyone has made their final stop of the day.
And so this is it. This is the last run of the race. Who's going to be able to come home with the win tonight? Austin Call looking very strong up there in the front.
Definitely a solid showing by Austin Call. Now this is exactly, of course, Austin Call has already put his notch on the wall, so to speak. He's already punched his ticket into the chase and into the playoffs.
Yeah, so he's just stat packing right now. But I think this win is like I said before. I think we would see a repeat winner. So far that trend is holding true. He's got a 1.4 second gap over David Brown. Who is
not won. David's sitting in 11th right now.
Yeah, I mean, a win for him would be massive. That 47 looks very strong.
Yep, absolutely. Of course, the 83 is right there. He's got it's under the 12. He's trying to work his way around. He's got essentially the same tire wear tire strategy as Austin calls. So now it just comes down to what can you do for 25 laps?
Yep. And the question is, who can save the tires? That's the big question here.
Yeah, because it's not about fuel. They both pitted with about 50 laps left, so that's not an issue. It's really just tire wear. I wish there was a way to bring up. There's not, that we could see just where they were with tire wear. But the only thing that can tell us is by riding along with the driver and kind of getting a feel for just how he's driving. So we can go on board with the 47.
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to shift into fifth right there. Going to stay in fifth and let that car coast up to the top, not pushing the throttle too much. Get a little tight right here, though. Oh man, he slammed that wall, Rick.
Yep.
I could tell he got tight from where he was in the corner. He may be getting a little bit of aero wash from the 15 in front of him.
Okay, he's got
down
he's got 25 laps on those tires, so we're beginning to see them bloom off the rows here. Those tires are going to get a little slick. Let's bring up the current track information. It's 150. The temperature has gone up, John. It's 115 degrees on track.
That just sounds bad. That just sounds terrible. This track is already, just a shredder, and then you add heat to it, makes it even worse. And look at the gap, Rick. It's slowly coming down now. David Brown now within 1 second of that lead. Can David Brown lock himself into the Tech4Troops Cup Series playoffs tonight?
Oh, Austin Call slammed the wall again, and of course he's got the 15 in front of him. That's Garrett Johnston. Garrett's the last car on the lead lap. He doesn't want to get lapped. He wants to keep that 47 behind him. Does that hold him up enough that David Brown can close that gap? He's 7/10 away.
Yeah, I think that 15 is affecting the 47 quite a bit, especially off of exit right here. It's going to happen again. Yeah, he got so close to that wall, and that gap is now down to 0.6 of a second. The 47 knows he has to get clear of that 15 because that 83 right now that we're riding along with, 83 is making a charge.
20 laps
gap
to go.
Now down.
David Brown needs this win.
He does. He needs this win to lock him in. Right around 11th place in the point standings, including playoffs.
Oh, contact again.
Here it is. Here it is. This is the pass. 47 is going to block. That is a very aggressive block right there by the 47.
Puts himself back in the wall.
Yep, back in the wall. And that 83 is faster. I think the 47 knows it. With 20 to go, now the question becomes, when will the 83 get around the 47? I think you got to be a little bit strategic here. You've seen that 47 get loose out of 2. If you can get low, you can make that move. And the 483 is into the wall.
Battle here for the front. The 83 of David Brown right there on the bumper of the 47 of Austin Call. Capitalizing a bit on a few mistakes that Austin has made.
And for now, that 47 still in the lead. Tags the wall a little bit. Oh, David Brown might have a run out of corner 2 right here. He does. Here it is. Big block by the 47. 47 shoves him a little bit wide. 83 is like, not today. I'm going to take this lead. New leader, 47 in second. David Brown now leading the Goodyear 200 with 18 now coming to 17 laps to go. But watch out, the 47 is not done.
'83 now.
I just think the 80.
I was going to say the 83 now has got to deal with that 15 in front as he tries to stretch out a bit away from the 47.
I just think the 83 is better out of turn 2. I mean, we've thought, I mean, right there, the 47 pushed every single time exiting 2, and the 83 was able to get a little bit lower and make a better exit off. And so, oh, caution. That just changes everything. Rick, caution out on the track. Yeah. And we have a race on our hands.
Not sure what happened.
13
It shows
cars
that
on the lead lap.
Scott Simley has come up. Question is, does everybody come down and get their last set of tires?
Oh, you have to.
Absolutely.
You have to. They were running almost 2 seconds off their fastest lap. Oh, man, is it the 1 and the 11?
Could
the
be.
1's tight right here. The 1's tight. He's going to bounce off the wall and come back into the 11. Oh, no. Net code. Uh-oh. No, and the 1 comes back down the track and taps the 11 right there.
Yep, just
But
a
the 11 locks
tiniest
it up.
bit of contact.
Yeah, the 11 locks it up, which is a smart move. Barely a car width between him and the wall. If anybody decides to try to squeak by, there goes the 1. I think the 11 was able to keep it. Does he keep it off the wall? He does.
No contact.
Yeah, nice work. Nice work.
Surprising that the caution has not come out before, but it has. All right, so our first caution of the night comes out with just 15 to go. We're going to take our last commercial break while this is underway. We'll be right back.
When I got out of the military, I had a hard time translating my military experience into the civilian world. I'll be honest with you, if it wasn't for my wife, I probably would have been that homeless or impoverished vet. But it can be easier with the right support. I'm Mark Casper, and I'm the Executive Director of Tech4Troops. In today's world, you have to have a computer to be able to apply for jobs. Our mission is to empower veterans in need with computers and training to get back in the workforce.
Here at Tech4Troops, we're here to push you forward to get you back to where you want to be in life. When the veterans come in, I teach them everything you could think of that's done with a computer. I want them to feel that this is a tool that's going to help them get their life back.
I went into a kind of a deep depression. Eventually, I lost my job and I was out on the street. The computer was able to connect me to the web, and I was able to start putting resumes out. And you have to have these small building blocks to get from point A to point B. I'm not worried about employment anymore.
The need is great, and we want to be able to support our veterans across the nation.
All right, 13 laps to go. Welcome back to Darlington for the Goodyear 200, brought to you by Tech4Troops. Well, we had our first caution of the night. Everybody made it down. Well, let me rephrase that. Most drivers made it down. There are still a few who have not come down onto pit road. 20 drivers are still on the lead lap. David Brown.
That'd be a close race to the finish.
Yep, David Brown made it out off of pit road ahead of Austin Call, so he still retains. And it looks like he has chosen the outside lane, John.
Interesting. I mean, I understand it, because if you can get a better jump, you're going to force that 47 to slide up the track a little bit. So I understand it. I understand it. You just got the key is, if you don't get the jump, you're at risk of getting passed. Here we go. 13 laps to go. Oh, that looked like a checkup a little bit there for both lanes. Both lanes stack up, but the 83 does not get clear of the 47. We have a race now for the lead, Rick. Who's going to give it? Oh, it's going to be contact. There you go. He's contact. Oh, it's going to be bad.
Contact.
There it is.
Wrecking.
Second in the front. Yep, called that one. Called that one. I could see that from a mile away.
Caution's back out here with just 12 laps to go.
Oh, boy, there's people talking. Oh,
Yep.
boy.
Yep,
This
there's
is
some unhappy racers right now. That 83,
It
I'm
just-
sure David Brown is not happy.
I mean, the way that I mean, the 47 just got tight on middle, you know, and when you get tight here at Darlington, it is so hard to make your way back down. And you saw that the two cars get connected, and 47 drive the 83 into the wall, and that's where. I mean, you see the normal line is what the 83 was trying to do, and then the 47 just pushes
Just pinched
like
him right
crazy.
up.
Yeah, just
That collects the 91. The 9, Mike Kelly, drops down. He's clear. Aiden Lucas gets by. 83 finally gets clear of the 47. Unfortunately, the 1 is there, and they get collected together. Just not sure what the damage is to the 83.
yeah. There's Ty Bostic. Oh no, Batman. Sorry, I had to. I had to do it.
Yep. Nope. No, completely understandable.
Batman is not happy right now. Sorry, Ty. I had to do it again. It just as a teammate in another league, I got to give you a little bit of the jaw there. But right now, the 83 surprisingly took the lead again. Now, it kind of shocks me because of the fact that he was involved in the wreck, but he didn't spin. And the caution came out while he was the leader. Obviously, the 47 was technically in front.
So he has effectively scored the leader.
Yep. That's exactly right. With just now 10 laps to go, probably going to be 8 to go when we get the green flag.
Just jumping on board to see if we can see any damage or hear anything. You can see there's a little bit of rumpled sheet metal or fiberglass on the left front of that car. He is running around in 4th gear. We don't have access to the rest of that telemetry, whether he is heating up or not. But interestingly enough, you've got Mike Kelly, who finds himself to the inside on this restart.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, the question is, oh, we got a big shakeup in the back. I have no idea what's happening.
At 40, you see the 47 make his way around. He's wound all the way back up in 20th.
Yeah, they should be able to make this. They should be able to get this situated. But right now, Rick, you have 83 and the 9 side by side with 9 laps to go here at Darlington. Who is going to bring home the win? They're in the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. 83 with the ideal jump. That may have sealed him the deal. Now, how damaged is that 83 car, though? Because he slammed the right side of that car against the wall. Does Mike Kelly have anything for him?
Yeah, he absolutely has some damage. We just don't know what the extent was. It wasn't only that, there was also contact, I think, with the 11 as well. And now you're seeing the 9 aggressively going after the 83.
Yeah, he did. And I think he's going to pass him. Your new leader, the 9, Mike Kelly, in that Exalta scheme, leading the race with just 7 laps to go. I think that 83 is damaged, Rick.
Yep, I think he's got some damage on that car, unfortunately for David Brown.
Yeah, he just slammed the wall again. He's going to get passed by 2 cars. The car's wrecking in the back, though. Not sure who that was, but there's the 51 of Kyle Smalley there, trying to get around the 83 as we now approach 6 laps to go. 83, unfortunately, sinking into the field. With contact with 47.
That was Andrew Pileski trying to run down the 9 of Mike Kelly.
And here we go. The battle is now on for the lead.
There's still a little bit of action happening in the back of the field. As drivers
Yeah, some
working
action around.
Yeah, trying to improve their positions.
Yeah, there was some action around the one car of Walker Thomas I saw with the 94 there of Mad Maxwell Caldwell.
Greg Stone spun, but he's kept it together. Caution does not come out.
We are now 4 laps at the line away, and it's a 3-car battle at the front. The 9 of Mike Kelly, the 91 of Andrew Pileshi, and the 34 of Aiden Lucas up there. Mike Kelly up 17 spots. Jared Wishin up 20 spots, Rick. What a day for him. I think it's just a matter of time. Oh, all the leaders tagged the wall right there out of turn 2. Here they make their way through turn 3 and turn 4, coming now to 3 laps to go.
Winding
And the
down
9
here
holds on.
at Darlington, just amazing. Just when we thought you had it figured out, everything changes.
It does, just like that. As the battle still rages on for David Brown there in the back, just nothing he can do with that car. But right now, coming to 2 to go, the 9 is there, but the 91 is closing. Does Andrew Pileshi have anything for the 9 of Mike Kelly? I think he might. The 34 of Aiden Lucas has backed off just a little bit. The 91 going a little bit higher in turn 1. The 9 a little bit higher coming out of turn 2. The 91 gets a great run.
Super loose. The 9 was super loose. That opened the door. Andrew Pileshi is right there with just 2 laps to go.
Yeah, he's right. He's right there. I mean, it's for the taking. That 91 pushing all that he can. White flag in the air as 91 closes down now to less than 1/10 of a second between him and Mike Kelly. I think it's going to be all about the exit of turn 2. 91 is setting it up right here. He's driving in hard. He's got it, Rick. Oh, he pushed off the wall a little bit.
9 came down and blocked him. He wasn't going to let him get by.
Don't give the high line away. The 91 bounced off the wall, which is going to give him a run out of turn 4.
9 was loose. 9 was loose.
Photo finish at the line. The 9 wins it. Oh, my gosh.
Holy cow.
I thought the 91 had him. I thought the 91 had him. He bounced off the wall. Almost used the wall as leverage to get that run off of turn 4. The 9 got loose, though. You see right here, 91's going to drift up, bounce off, but look at the angle that it sent him down the track, Rick. But the 9 got loose. I think that's what opened up the door more severely. And then here we go, side by side. And the 9 gets it done here in Darlington.
Super close. What a finish. What a fabulous finish. Congratulations to Mike Kelly. We should have official results momentarily. Which we do. Here we go.
Alrighty, here we go. Your final results for tonight. Tech4Troops Cup Series Goodyear 200, brought to you by the IWM Broadcast Network and Tech4Troops and Goat Racing Diecast. Mike Kelly gets the win, beating Andrew Pileshi by 1/100th of a second. Aiden Lucas in 3rd, Kyle Smalley in 4th, Marcus Adams in 5th, Jared Wishin up 21 spots up to 6th, David Brown in 7th. Tough break for him. Maxwell Caldwell in 8th, Garrett Johnson finishes in 9th, and Aaron Jackson finishes in 10th.
Jordan Weaver finishes 11th. Austin Call, disappointing I'm sure, finishes in 12th. Ty Bostic in 13th. Chuck Van Scoik in 14th. William Karen in 15th. Troy Torgerson in 16th. Michael Anthony in 17th. Walker Thomas in 18th. Tracy Powers in 19th. And Scott Simley finishes in 20th.
In 21st, you have Brad Peters. In 22nd, Christoph Hall. 23rd, Nathan Harper. 24th, Alex Laney. Justin Horton, 25th. Wyatt Gray, 26th. Marco Berube, 27th. Rodney Uberpacker, 28th. Justin Lewis finishes in 29th with Sammy Harrell in 30th.
31st, Greg Stone. Philip Vandertwick in 32nd. John Ledger finishes in 33rd. Cody Sturgill, 34th. Luke Bullard, Todd Merkel, David Watson, Zach Allen. That's the balance of the field. All right. Well, I'm excited to think we're going to get a chance to talk to these guys momentarily. Let's see who we've got. Looking for Aiden Lucas, who finishes in third. I see Aiden Lucas. Let's see if we can bring him into the broadcast booth and talk to Aiden. Aiden, congratulations on your third place finish.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Man, we thought this race was decided, and then it wasn't.
Yeah, man, that caution late just kind of jumbled everything up. Felt like I was running pretty good and was able to take advantage of it.
Absolutely. So was this for a fuel mileage race for you? What were your thoughts today? Well, obviously probably a tire strategy on this track. What were your thoughts coming into tonight's event?
Just trying to make all the laps and keep the car clean. Didn't want to, cause any damage early that would have set me back. Unfortunately, made a mistake on pit road, so that was not fun.
Well, congratulations on your third place finish. Any shout outs tonight?
Yeah, shout out Charles, Goat Racing Diecast, everyone for your diecast needs, and thank you to the T4T guys for helping out our Cup Series.
Absolutely. That's Tech4Troops, our primary sponsor. All right, Aiden, we'll see you next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, there's Aiden Lucas, third place finisher tonight here in Darlington. Let's see if we can find Andrew Pileshi and see if we can grab him and see if Andrew can talk with us. Sorry to interrupt you, Andrew.
No, you're good.
Welcome to the broadcast booth, man. Congratulations. Man, that is close as close can be.
Yeah, second sucks, that's for sure. But it was cool. It was cool to be like live my Ricky Craven dreams out there for a minute. I guess I was Kurt Busch. I lost, but yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, no, it was super cool to watch you and Mike Kelly battle. You guys both needed a win, and man, it was so close.
Yeah, I shouldn't have crossed him over. I should have stayed up top because he got real loose coming off of 4, and I could have probably at least gotten a fender on him or something maybe. But yeah, it was a good race. It was nice to see everything go green for a while. Felt like I was definitely at least the second place car. I got kind of hemmed up with some lap cars there on that second run. I lost a ton of time to everybody and lost second place. But overall, it was really good. It was a lot of fun. This is a great track.
Yeah, I mean, it's clear that you enjoyed the track. I mean, you had a top 5 qualifying effort. Just overall, just a great finish.
Yeah, this is just one of those places where I don't know, like mile and a half and stuff like that. Everybody can kind of run pretty good at. Where like these places, this is more my forte. The road courses, the driver tracks, and I really love this place.
Well, this is definitely one of them for sure.
Looking forward to coming back here in September. That's going to be fun. Hopefully I don't come up. What was the margin? I didn't even see. Probably
John.
12 thousands.
12 hundredths of a second.
Yeah, 0.012.
So hopefully I can just be that much better next time. But congrats to Mike. He did great. He did a really good job holding me off there.
Any shout outs tonight, Andrew?
Yes, to my team, 1320 Enterprises, my boys Justin, Maxwell Caldwell, Todd Merkel, and Austin Call. He's kind of like our satellite guy or whatever you want to call it. We just didn't have enough room for him. And you guys up in the booth, you guys do a great job. I always love, really going to I might not like it, but I'm really going to like going back and watching this tomorrow like I do. You guys do great, so thank you guys.
You got it. Well, thank you. There's your second place finisher tonight, Andrew Pileshi. And with that, let's bring into our broadcast booth tonight's winner of the Goodyear 200 here at Darlington, Mr. Mike Kelly.
Hey, what's up, man?
Congratulations.
Was that exciting?
I was pretty excited, John.
Oh, I was stoked. That was one of the best finishes we've had.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long race, but definitely an exciting finish for sure.
So you were sitting back there. We were talking about you. Well, you can go back and watch the race. You were certainly. We felt you were kind of like the stalking horse here. You kind of worked your way up. You were started in 18th. Here you are, winning the race, but you kind of worked your way up, pit stop after pit stop, and just continued to churn and make your way up to the front.
Yeah, that Exalta Chevrolet ZL1 was really fast, good on the long run. I don't know. I couldn't get any qualifying speed. Usually, I mean, I don't think I'm the fastest guy, but I'm usually not almost 4/10 off. So just couldn't get it to turn in two. And I mean, I would have liked to start farther ahead. I mean, Darlington is a track position track. So I was pretty disappointed to be starting 18th, but the car was really good. Worked my way up. Like you said, gained some over the pit stops, had good pit stops, and was there at the end. I was talking to the team and on Discord, and I was like, I don't know if I want a yellow or not. It's like I was comfortable in fourth place. You never know what's going to happen on those restarts. And sure enough, leaders got together and about took top four of us out almost. But I managed to squeak through that. And wow, I'll tell you what, that was something else on that restart. And I got ahead of Andrew, and he was really faster than me. Well, I don't know. At the beginning of the runs, I'd stay right with him, but then after about 20, 30 laps, he'd leave me in the dust. So I was glad it was a short run. I didn't know exactly what he had for a long run because he was probably saving his tires there when I was keeping up with him. So he was definitely a little faster than me, and I did everything I could to throw it away coming off turn 4 there. I about choked it, man. I mean, he was putting the pressure on hard, and I hit 4, and of course I was probably trying a little too hard, and it got loose on me, and I almost had to pull the Kurt Busch move on him there, or Ricky Craven, they were beating on each other. But anyway, that was an exciting finish, and I'm glad to get a win and get into the chase. That allows you to race a lot differently through the rest of the season. So I love Darlington. Almost had a win there last night in an open setup race, so really stoked.
Yeah, I think this will actually punch you well into the All-Star race as well. So lots of good things happen with a win.
Yeah, the lady in black. Go figure.
That's right. Any shout-outs tonight, Mike?
Yeah, first of all, shout out to you guys at the IWM Network. Sure, this one's going to be a blast to watch. Everybody appreciates the work you guys put in to give us entertainment and go have a laugh or to get even more angry after we watch the broadcast. Shout out to the sponsors, Tech4Troops, GOAT, and the team, GOAT Racing Guys, GOAT Diecast. I'm not sure how they did tonight. I was so focused I couldn't pay attention on anything else. Shout out to the fans and all the admins of the league, and of course, the smoking hot wife and my little dog Izzy.
All right, there you have it. Mike Kelly wins tonight here in the Goodyear 200 at Darlington Speedway. Mike punches his ticket into the playoffs and on to our next adventure. So next week, John, where will we be?
We'll be in Bristol, hometown, or home state, I guess, technically. Can't call Bristol a hometown. Bristol's going to be, that's going to be a beast. It's called the Last Great Coliseum for a reason, and let me tell you, that is a fight you do not want to miss. Next Wednesday night, same time, same broadcast network. Don't want to miss that one as we see who can potentially lock themselves into the playoffs now. We've had, 7 different winners, so going to be curious to see who's going to be able to lock their ticket and punch that ticket into the Tech4Troops Cup Series playoffs.
Absolutely. All right. So from all the folks here at the IWM Broadcast Network, we thank you for tuning in tonight as we watched Mike Kelly win here at Darlington in the Goodyear 200. We hope to see you tomorrow night as the INRS Racing League takes on, coincidentally, Darlington as well with a throwback series scheme. So we'll see just what those drivers are able to put together. But from John and myself, we hope to see you next week here as we go to Bristol for the Food City 250. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Good night.